children, I am Anjali, your EVS teacher from Mangala Vidya Mandira. Children, in this video, we are going to continue our 11th lesson because in previous video we have finished few pages of this lesson. So what is our 11th lesson name? It is Nature of Matter. Okay, let us continue the lesson. So up to page number 143 we have completed, isn't it? Yes. So again we will start from 143. Now we are in the effect of heat on matter. As shown in the picture, fix a metallic ring to stand so that a bob can just pass through it. To take a pendulum of an iron bob and try to pass it through the ring. So you can observe the bob, pendulum ring, and what that iron bob, isn't it? So here you can observe, children, that iron bob we can pass, isn't it? Yes. So did the bob pass through the ring, children? Yes. The bob passed through the ring. Okay, as shown in the picture. So in the next page, in the page number 144, now heat the iron bob and pass it through the ring. So in the first figure, in the first activity, what we have seen as shown in the picture, metallic ring, and with the help of stand and all, we were passing the iron bob. It was passing, isn't it? It passed through the ring. But in the second activity, so we will heat it now. We will heat the iron bob and we'll try to pass through the what metallic ring. Okay, so did it pass through, children? No, Bob did not pass because Bob has expanded after heating, because we have heated the iron bob. So it will expand their size. So it will not pass through the metallic ring. And next activity, place an ice cube on plate for 10 minutes. So take one ice cube and keep it in a plate, and after 10 minutes what will happen? So what did you notice? Is there any changes in the ice cube? Yes. So ice cube is melting after 10 minutes and the size of ice cube is also reduced. Isn't it, children? Yes. So these are two activities. And next activity, take a small glass bottle filled with colored water up to half of its volume and closed it within a single hold cork as shown in the picture. Insert a thin transparent tube inside the bottle. So we with a small glass bottle and glass tube and cork and all, so we should do this activity. So after this, after all arranged these things, now roll the glass bottle between your palm. So you can observe in the picture. So now roll the glass bottle between your palm as shown in the picture. Observe the water level in the tube. So you can observe, children, when you will roll the glass bottle between your palms, no, you can observe water level in the tube, and we should write here. So what will happen? The water level tube rises, see there in the water tube, isn't it, children? Yes, because of rubbing from our palm, it will with the pressure, when we will give the pressure, the water level will rise. And what is the change that has taken place inside the bottle due to rubbing by palms? And why, do you know, children? Yes, water is expanding, and so when we will rub by our palms, no, the water level is expanding, so water level is rising. Yes. And from the above activity, we understood that matter gets changed when heated, and matter expand on heating, hence solid, liquid and gases expand on heating. Isn't it? One activity with iron bob we have done, and this glass bottle with a glass tube. Isn't it? Yes. And next one is, write what happens when the following objects are heated. So these following object, if you heat, means what will happen? So first one is candle. If you heat candle means it melts. Yes, no? Yes. And if you heat rice in a cooker means it will cooked. Yes, no, children? And boiled, and it become soft. And water, if you heat water means it will become hot water. After hot water, after that it will boil. It starts to boil, and after the boiled it starts to evaporate. Isn't it, children? Yes. So in our next page, change in state of a matter. When object is heated, there will be a rise in its hotness. The state of matter change due to heat. So write the states of matter in the following situation. So if you ice cube on heating, so if you heat ice cube, so what will happen? So right here we should write the states of matter in the following situation. Ice cube on heating, what will happen? It will become water, and water on heating, it will become water vapor. Yes. So vapor on cooling, it will become water, isn't it? Yes. Then water on cooling, it will become ice. So you can observe in this process, children, ice cube is there. After 10 to 15 minutes, it will become plain water, normal water. And if you heat this water, so at last it will, what will it will become water vapor in the form of water vapor. It will go outside, isn't it, children? You can observe in the picture. Yes. So these are the three states of the matter: solid, liquid, and gaseous. Yes. So matter changes its states from another due to heat. This is called change in states of substances. On heating, many solids change into liquid state. Effect of heating on a matter depends upon the level of hotness. On increase the heat, solid changes into liquid and liquid changes into gas. In the same way, on cooling, gas changes into liquid, liquid changes into solid. Yes, no, children? Yes. So solid, if you heat the solid means it will become liquid. Again, if you heat the liquid as shown in the figure, it will figure, so it will become gas. So for example, in the case of water, at last it will, after the heating water, it will become vapor, water vapor. Yes, no? And liquid cooling solid. So if you keep 1 glass of water in your freezer, it will become again ice cube. So liquid cooling solid, isn't it? Yes. So example is ice cube, heating water, and heating again water. If you heat means it will be vapor in the form of gaseous state. So these are the three states we should understand here. Yes. And take a broken piece of a glass bangle. By heating, bend it to required shape and stick it on a cardboard. Okay, yes. And you have learned from the previous experiment that objects expand by heating. Example, that iron bob. If we heat means it will expand its size. The size of iron bob will expand it, and it didn't go in the ring, metallic ring, isn't it? Yes. So in the next page, blacksmiths change some metals into required shape by heating. Why is iron heated? To make the things, isn't it? And one more thing is, after heating the iron, we can give any shape. It will become soft, and we can make it in any shape which we want. Okay. And iron and other metals become soft on heating. So iron we will heat and do the things which we want. And heat transmits from one object to another. So heat transmits from one object to another, we know. Example, ironing the clothes. When we will iron the clothes, before the ironing it was with very wrinkles. So after ironing it will be very neat, isn't it, children? Yes. And write an example for the changes in an object due to heat. So here what we have done, why is iron heated, we read, no, children. So you can observe in this image. So what they are doing, they heated the iron and they are making hammer. So they are giving the shape of hammer and the heated. So as shown in the figure, so when you will heat the iron, so you can make the things because it will become soft, then you can make the things. Okay. And so here write an example for the changes into object due to heat. Means boiling vegetable before vegetables, raw vegetable, after giving heat it will change boiled, it will become boiled vegetables. And cooking food also, even for example rice, before it was what grains, like grains and all, after cooking it will become soft, isn't it? Yes. So the next process is sublimation. So what is this? With the experiment we'll come to know. Take a few naphthalene balls is an evaporating dish. So we know naphthalene balls, and we should take naphthalene balls in a evaporating dish and close it with a glass funnel as shown in the figure. You follow this figure, children, and we should put the naphthalene ball in that and close with a glass funnel as shown in the picture, and take some cotton and close the other end of the funnel and heat the dish slowly. Naphthalene converts into milky vapor. First, after heated the naphthalene ball, which is in the funnel, so it will convert into what? Milky vapor, and it will be collected in the inner side of the funnel. Again it remains inner side of the funnel. Stop heating and observe what happens. Right, so what happened here? You observe the funnel, naphthalene balls remains in solid form. You can observe in the down part, children, down part of the funnel. So naphthalene vapor balls remains in a solid form. Okay. Yes, and we know that when solids are heated, they are converted first into liquid and then into vapor. Similarly, on cooling, the vapors are converted first into liquids and then into solids. But some solids are heating directly, converting to their vapor state and vice versa without passing through the liquid state. And this is called sublimation. So just now we have learned with example naphthalene ball, isn't it? When we'll put naphthalene ball and when we give heat, so it will become milky vapor. After that, at the end of the time, it remains in the form of solid in the funnel. Yes, no, children? Yes. And one more example is for a sublimation is camphor, camphor and iodine. So you can do the experiment with camphor and iodine also. Okay, next, what happens? Naphthalene ball kept in Almeria after few days. Why? The fragrance will come and it will melt and fragrance will come. When if you put almari in naphthalene balls if you put in almari in between your new clothes or whatever, so the it will give fragrance and it will reduce its shape, it will melt. Okay. Yes. Light a wax candle, observe what happens to the wax after some time. Now put off the candle and observe what happens to the melted wax and right here. So if you give when on the or light a wax candle, what will happen? When the flame is on, candle melts. Yes, no? Then off the flame, again the wax will become solidifies. Yes. And give example for following. Take the help of your teacher. And just now we have learned, no, solid heating liquid. Liquid, if you cooling means it will become solid. For example, ice to water. Yes, and solid heating it will become gas, and after again cooling become means solid. For example, naphthalene ball. Just now we have learned with the activity. Yes. And mass. So the next one is after sublimation, mass. Yes. So one more activity, measure the weight of different object using physical balance in your school with your friends and note down the weight. So one example they have given. So rice it's a 5 kg. So how you will weight the duster, you have to write here. So how you will weight the duster and how you will weight the groundnut in the kg or in a liter, what how we should weight these things you have to write here. So children, this is so simple activity. I'll leave to you this. Okay, this activity I'll leave to you. So do this activity, and in the next page, so we said mass, no? So what is mass, children? So mass is the total quantity of matter cohering together to make an object or substances. The mass is measured in terms of weight. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. So what is the unit of mass? Kilogram. SI unit of mass is kilogram. So you can observe 1000 milligram means 1 gram. 1000 gram means 1 kg. 100 kilogram means 1 quintal. 1000 kilogram means 1 ton. Okay, and learn from the elders about the tools used to measure the quantity of objects in olden days. So not now, in olden days, what are the measures or about tools used to measure the quantity of object, we have to collect and we have to write here. So they have given one example, rice in pav. So like this, what are the tools of measurements? So you have to collect and write here. So you can ask your parents or elders. Okay, you can take help and you can write. So one more is density. So density, it is generally said that the cotton is light and iron is heavy. Why, children? So cotton, is it a weightless? No, even cotton has also weight. So it has low density, cotton, but iron more density, isn't it? Cotton is easier to lift, isn't it? Yes. So it's a lighter. So when two objects of same size are measured, one may weigh more and other may weigh less. Generally, we say that the density of less weight object will be less. So it means here cotton also have less density, and the density of more weighing object will be more. So iron box, or we can say iron have more density, so it will weigh more. So pour a cup of water and cup of oil into a glass jar. They won't mix together and will be seen separately. Why? Means because molecules of oil are bigger than that of water molecules, therefore do not mix easily. So why the oil and water it will not mix? Because molecules of oil are bigger than that of water molecules. Yes. So next, which one is heavier among 1 kg of cotton and 1 kg of iron? So children, here, so both are equal because both are weighing same 1 kg, but density of cotton is less and density of iron is more. So size will differ, but weight will be same. Yes. So density is the amount of mass contained in a unit volume. Generally, density of the solid is more than that of liquid, and the density of liquid is more than that of gas, isn't it? Yes. So like cotton and iron box. The mass of an object, weight in gram, in 1 cubic meter of its volume is called density. So what is density? The mass of an object. Okay, the mass of an object in 1 cubic meter of its volume is called density. And SI unit of density is kg per m cube, kilogram per cubic meter. Kg by m cube means kilogram per cubic meter. And here one list object with less and higher density. Less density means oil, high density means water. So one more example I will write, cotton and iron. Okay, less density cotton, high density iron. So rest of the example you collect and write, children, here. And next one is, after density we will learn pressure. So what is this? So take a tumbler container water, place a blade horizontal, it floats plates, place the same blade perpendicular to the surface of water, see what happens. So with this experiment you can learn the pressure. So here so two more examples came, and here this is horizontal and this one is the perpendicular. Okay, and here children, what will happen? Handle the blade carefully with the help of teacher or parents. So when the blade is horizontally, its mass is distributed over the wide area, so it floats. So why in a horizontal shape blade is floating means, when the blade is horizontally, its mass is distributed over the wide area, and what below the what from down part of that tumbler, the pressure, the water pressure will pressure will to the blade, no, it will floats because of water pressure. Okay, because of water pressure it will float horizontally. Yes, and in the next, when the blade is perpendicular, its mass is distributed over a small area, so it sinks. Okay, yes. And even though the mass of the blade is same, it floats in the former case but sinks in the later case. Former case means in the first one tumbler. Okay, means a horizontal blade, which was floating, but sinks in the later case means second one, which one was sinks. Yes, when the blade is placed horizontally, its mass is distributed over a wide area, and therefore mass per unit area is less, and hence it floats. So when it will distributed over wide area, mass with distributed over wide area, mass per unit area is less, then water gives pressure to horizontally to the blade so that it floats, and when the blade kept perpendicular to the water surface, it sinks. Since the mass distributed over area is smaller, so the water, when the water give pressure to the blade, it sinks. Okay, yes, therefore the consequences depends upon mass per unit area. It depends upon what, children? It depends upon mass per unit area. So this is called pressure. So because of this pressure, so horizontally blade will float, and because of this pressure, perpendicularly the blade will sinks. Okay, children? Yes. Pressure is the force exerted on unit area. And one more activity, immerse a stone gently into a glass beaker containing water. So when we will immerse the stone, what will happen? Stone immersed in water and water level will rises. Isn't it? Yes. And immerse a wooden plank into the other beaker containing water. Right here, what will happen? Wooden plank floats on water. Yes. So as same as like in the experiment of blade, because of pressure horizontally, here also wooden plank is there horizontally. Yes, when an object is immersed in water, exert downward force on water, and the water into exert an upward force or upward thrust on the object if the upward force exerted on the object is more than the downward force, then the object float. This upward force is exerted is called buoyancy. 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 Okay, children? Pronounce it, it will come, children. So this upward force exerted. So you can observe the arrow mark, that is the buoyancy. Okay. And write names of any four objects which float on water. So what are the things which float on water, children? It may be wooden plank, leaf, plastic and balloons. These items will float on water. And next, fill water in a glass jar as shown in the picture. Then put marble, coin, dried leaf, wooden plank, straw, etc. in the jar. Ask your friend to tell what happened to each object that you have put in water by observing it. So some objects float in water and some sink. Just now we have learnt about which objects are float and which objects are sink, isn't it? Yes. And activity here it is, put some small objects in the water. Write what happened to the object. So object that float in water. So just now we have learnt, no, what are the things which float in water? Wooden plank, plastic, straw, dry leaf. So what are the things sinks in water? Coin, stone, comb, spoon. Yes, no? Yes. And children, a raft does not sink in a water. Why? Because the raft weighs less than the amount of water. It displaces, then it floats, otherwise it sinks. Isn't it? So because the raft weighs less than the amount of water, so that raft does not sink in water. What are the objects used to immerse wooden plank in water? So you can observe in the picture, this is the wooden plank. So it is what float on the water, isn't it? Yes, because what are the things they have used? Bamboo, rope, and all to make this. So these have what weigh less than the amount of water, isn't it? Yes, so that wooden plank objects are used. What a raft does not sink in water, it floats because the raft weigh less than amount of water, so that raft does not sink in water. Next, fill water into glass jars as shown in the picture. Now pour sugar to one jar and charcoal powder into another stir. So what you should take two glass jar, and in one sugar powder and in another one charcoal powder. So did the sugar and charcoal powder dissolve in water? You should observe, children. You should observe, and we should write here. So what will happen? This sugar dissolved in water or soluble in water, but charcoal does not dissolve, it will not soluble. So some object dissolved in water, this is called solubility. So which object will dissolve in water, those are called solubility. This process is called solubility, and these substances are called soluble substances. And some objects do not dissolve in water, for example charcoal, isn't it? Yes. So it flows on water. So the charcoal will not dissolve. The charcoal will not soluble in water. So this activity shows us soluble and what insoluble substances we can differ. So sugar, salt, these are all soluble. So they will soluble in water, dissolve in water. But charcoal, sand, etc. are insoluble. It will not dissolve in water. You can observe in the picture also. And put the given object in the water and stir. Observe and write the happen to these objects: salt, sand, sugar, kerosene, turmeric powder, sugar, candy, coconut oil, milk. So you have to make the list. You have to make to list, children, what are the soluble objects in water, insoluble objects in water. So I have written one example. Salt, it's a soluble, it will melt in water, it will dissolve in water. But sand is a insoluble, so it will not melt, it will not dissolve, it will not soluble in water. So I have written sand in insoluble. So like this, above things you have to make the what make the list of soluble and insoluble. Yes, yes. So in the next, write examples in the same provided. What shall I write here? So this is what? Floating. Yes, no? Floating. So which one, what are the things floating? What are the things will float on the water? You have to make the list here in the board picture. In the down, shall I write sung subject? So here, as you can see in the picture, the objects are sinks in water. So here in the down column you should write the objects which sinks in the water. So first one is float, object which floats on the water, and down, objects which sinks in the water. You have to make the list. And next, what is the dissolved in this, and undissolved objects are seen here. So here this experiment we have done with what salt and charcoal powder, right? So sugar and charcoal powder, it may, isn't it? Yes. Oh, we have understood so many types of object. Based on the arrangement of particles, matter is identified in three physical states, namely solid, liquid, and gases. So what we have learned, children? What are the states of matter? Solid, liquid, and gaseous. Yes. Apart from this, matter can be classified as elements, compounds, and mixtures. You will learn about this in your higher section. What are those elements, compounds, and mixture? In this section, we have learned solid, liquid, and gases. Yes. So children, what we have learned from this lesson? What is matter? Isn't it? Matter. Materials are called matter. Characteristics of matter. So space and mass. States of matter. Solid, liquid and gases. And mass. Total quantity of materials in a substances. Density. Amount of mass contained in a unit. Okay. Contained in unit. Pressure. Force per unit area. Force per unit area. Buoyancy, upward force exerted by water. So these are the things we have learned in this lesson. So I hope you understood this lesson, children. So if you get any confusion, you can ask me in the group, children. So first read, and one or more than one or two you can do the experiment, then you will come to know, and then you will what get more practice, and then you will understand easily this lesson. So first, in the homework, read the lesson, do the working page, and do any one activity for soluble and insoluble objects in water. Okay, you can take salt or sand or sugar or charcoal powder, whatever. Take two substances and do this activity, and make the list of for the following: objects that float in water, objects that sink in water. So each you write five objects name. Okay, children, do this activity and send to me in the group. Okay, thank you.